it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. Much love to you, all viewers who are diving deep and rising above, who are seeking peace, who are seeking harmony, who are seeking answers, and really is restoring a sense of peace, trust, and normalcy within yourself and your life and within your relationships. We are zooming in and we are focusing in on a great viewer question that we got in, and that was how to overcome the fear of rejection from a covert narcissist in her life. And how do you really overcome that fear of rejection from an ex-covert narcissist? Well, I think that's a very poignant question because it's quite telling. And if you are living in fear of rejection, fear of disappointing a covert narcissist or an overt narcissist or any narcissist or borderline individual, someone who has sabotaged you, someone who has devalued you and discarded you, someone who has betrayed you and not been attentive to your needs, your voice, your communication, your interests. They have not embraced that. They have devalued you in for those and are not able to see you for who you are. Oftentimes you are operating on a erroneous blueprint that is you are reaffirming through this covert narcissist relationship that you don't have what it takes and that you don't basically have that self-acceptance that is really more important than anything in any relationship. And so if you are feeling rejection, if you are fearing rejection, retaliation, comebacks, insults, mudslinging, situations that you can't handle, social anxiety at the hands of for fear of being rejected by a covert narcissist. So you're being controlled by their yardstick, their guideposts outside of you rather than you having that set up internally, then that is the nature of the problem. Rather than living in fear, that is the operative word. If you really look at the feelings, I am fearing of being rejected. So if you are fearful, you are envisioning yourself being rejected. When you look at your self-talk and you look at your language and you really break it down, you realize that you are conditioning yourself, programming yourself to not only feel fear, but you are conditioning yourself and programming yourself to be rejected. So you are basically just saying, I am rejected, I am rejected, I am afraid, I am afraid. You're basically giving yourself these messages. You are giving yourself these commands to feel afraid and rejected. I am fearful of being rejected. And you have to look at the instance of that and why would you fear being rejected by an ex-covert narcissist? I think that really is the bottom line, is that you need to accept yourself, number one, and accept that you want to accept someone who loves, validates, nurtures, and supports you, your children, your career, your talents, your strengths, your interests, and is able to put those first and let you live that first and let you love that first and not have to give that up, sacrifice, sabotage, and give up your stand, your opinion, your feelings, what your viewpoint is, your passion, rather than extinguishing your fire for them. Why should you fear that they're going to reject you? You are who you are. The sooner you can get to and embrace that, I think the better. Because oftentimes there's this wonderful person who really wants to love, who is very lovable, who is very endearing, who is very, very much wanting to express themselves. And as I say, there's a lot of viewers on this channel who I feel are very creative. And shout out to all of you who are watching and viewing internationally. I so value your viewership because we do reach all the way to all throughout the globe, and we do have a lot of viewers in the UK, Australia, Europe. So I know that this is hitting home to a lot of people, even in a variety of cultures. And so if you are fearing being rejected, you are really fearing not accepting yourself. So when you really understand that, it is very huge. I think it is one of the biggest lessons that you need to learn, and hence the recovery journal. When we talk about the I am is the seat. Those are the two most basic, simple, yet most powerful words that you can begin to say out loud, say with your body, say with conviction, say with commitment, 100%. It's not like I am, it's I am. I am interesting. I am lovable. I am love. I am generous. I am benevolent. I am kind. I am affectionate. These are things that you own. As I say, own it. Own your I am. Own your feelings, your personality characteristics. If you're feeling of being rejected, oftentimes those people who are quote unquote different, who have special skills, who have special talents, they oftentimes fear that they will not be accepted. Well, oftentimes you should really think that is it because you're different that you stand out, and that it is okay and oftentimes very desirable to stand out. In today's economy, it is those people with ideas, the idea makers, that really drive innovation and creativity. And those people are not followers, they're leaders. They're people who think outside of the box. They're people who come up with solutions. They're people who are different, who are creative, who own their weirdness. In fact, the U.S. company, Zappos, Zappos, they're one of the leaders in the U.S. economy, and one of their mission statements is, own your weirdness. I mean, they are so fabulously successful because they allow individuality. They promote individuality, your weirdness, your contribution, who you are. And if you are not in an environment, if you are not in a relationship with someone who can embrace you for that and allow you to be who you want to be, maybe you want to walk in the house barefoot. Maybe you want to go bike riding early in the morning. Maybe you want to have a protein shake for breakfast and they're trying to tell you, you need to have eggs and sausage. Maybe, you want to wear a dress and they're trying to tell you need to wear jeans. Or I know there was a viewer here, wouldn't let her cut her hair. I've seen this time and time again. You're not cutting your hair while you're with me. And she had grown her hair all the way down, there for this individual because he said, you're never cutting your hair. You've allowed someone to have too much control over and dictating of your life, your relationship, your personality. Your relationship is a seed. You have an origin. You have a nucleus to your inner person, your inner life. Things that you're naturally attracted to, things that you naturally need. You might need, to go for a walk. This person's like, why do you need to walk? We have cars. You might need to eat a vegetarian diet. Why do you want to eat that? That's too expensive. Vegetables are too expensive. You might want to wear, a big sweater, and they're trying to tell you to wear a low-cut blouse. I mean, you're constantly fearing the rejection of this individual. You're trying to paint yourself or force yourself to be this perfect person for a person who's always constantly going to raise the bar. They're always going to dangle the carrot a little bit too high. You're always going to fall on your knees, your face, or even worse, trying to please this person. And the guard post for who you are should not be outside of you. It should be within. So I don't have to look. I look this way for me, and I don't have to look this way for somebody else. I wear the shoes that I want to wear. I know it drives a lot of the economy. The shoes, the bags, the makeup, the this, or the watches for men, or you have to have this. You see the guys with this big a watch sitting on their to try to win the ladies and not be rejected by them. I mean, you have to realize that you cannot live in fear of rejection. You can only live by embracing your inner integrity, your goodness, your inherent authentic self, your real self, your I am, and don't worry about the rejection, because as you let that go, you'll find as you let go of the fear and learn to receive and accept and trust and embrace, and believe in yourself. That has to come first. People are always hunting and fishing for this guy or girl who's going to believe in them, and then their life will be better. Well, the work has to begin within you. If you found your now way up along the cliff with some person who wants to sabotage you, reject you, make your life hard, tell you that, you're wrong here, you didn't do enough here, you didn't make enough here, here comes the devalue and the discard, you're constantly going to be living in fear of rejection. You have to ask yourself, is this how I want to live? Do I want to live in this fear? Or can I let go of that fear? That fear, it's not like you're walking around with, fear, basically painted on your wall, or fear written on your ceiling, but when you're with a relationship with these people, it's like you've got fear written on the wall or fear written on the ceiling. Take it off, get paint remover, get it out of there, get the fear out of there. Because fear is crippling. Fear is damaging, not only emotionally, physically, financially, but if you constantly live in fear, you're gonna zap out your adrenal system, your natural homeostasis. You're gonna really wire and fire too many negative thoughts, and that's gonna lead to a cortisol surplus in your body. That causes the belly fat. It causes the insomnia. It causes the adrenal fatigue. It's like you constantly feel like you're being chased by a bear. You have to let it go and then realize and really have rigorous honesty to yourself that, maybe this person is who they are and I have to be me and I'm okay to be me and I don't need their validation to be who I am. If you have, had much of your life thinking that you're, clamoring after another person's approval, validation, or to please them, oftentimes that's going to lead you down the wrong path. Your ladder is going to be up the wrong tree. You're going to say, what am I doing up here? I need to be living my life. I need to put my ladder somewhere else. What I'm climbing for, what I'm directing for, what I'm aspiring to is something else than just to seek other people's approval, because your own self-approval and your own validation is so much more fulfilling when you don't have to live in fear that you're, not this way or that way, or pleasing of this person, or trying to be a copycat to this person. You don't have to be that. Oftentimes, life is not asking you to be a copycat or, just live to please this person, because then what you end up doing is you end up living your life and building your life around another. You end up living your life and building it around another's reactions, which, oftentimes they're not going to validate you in that way. They're not going to be there. They could be off cheating with somebody, and here you are trying to build your life around them, and then this person is not there for you, not caring. Why would you factor them into your equation of what you need to have accepting you in your life? You need to accept you in your life. And once you do that, I think you'll find that other people will accept you and value you and validate you for who you are. And you don't have to beg, plead, and cajole other people. You don't have to explain and justify yourself. You will own it within, and you'll be able to carry it to a number of different situations, circumstances, and you'll then begin to rise up in your life, your career, your relationships, because you will rise according to the height of your self-esteem. So as you begin to, the more you can embrace and accept yourself, value yourself, that will raise, and then you'll begin to then seek solutions. Solutions will come to you, opportunities will come to you, where you're then able to become your greatest person. Basically, you'll rise up in your life when your self-esteem goes higher, because you're really the extent to which you aspire and really develop is really oftentimes driven by your self-esteem, and not to the point where you exploit others, but in other words, if you're constantly living for fear of being rejected by them, oftentimes the solution is to understand that you are going to quote unquote disappoint the narcissist, but chances are they're disappointed anyways. Peace and harmony with you here today. I hope these videos do help. Please share, please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support. And remember, the narcissist seeks to tell others that they are disappointing just to revalidate themselves. Stay tuned for more great videos, support, and discussion.